EMO, Iraq will be, no, is a currency hub. After the extension of the legislative term, parliamentary movement to pass 5 important laws. I believe one of those is the HCL. Al-Sudani officially announces Iraq's receipt of the 5 berths of the Grand 4 port. What we're being told is we can get notifications over the weekend, but the exchanges that we make for our currencies would start on Tuesday, the 12th of November, so still a few days away. A country's exchange rate is not a random act. An exchange rate is a reaction to a country's economic growth, inflationary pressure. Until Iraq passes laws, diversifies their economy, creates economic success, there will be no change in the value of the dinar. Alak is on television calling for the price of oil in the budget to be adjusted to $40. It's currently at $70. The only reason we see this happening is Alak knows there is going to be a rate change. Frank, that's right, because of a new exchange rate that is coming and because of the oil that will be used in 2025 with the new exchange rate. Iraq increases its gold holdings and ranks 3rd in the Arab world. Quote, Iraq increased its gold holdings to 152.6 tons, after it had held 152.5 tons, which represents 11.5% of its remaining reserves. Isn't that interesting? Sudani was overheard saying they planned to have the revaluation completed, everything done by Victory Day, which is December 10th. This is from a number of folks in parliamentary finance who heard the comment. This means they have to go soon if it's to be completed by December 10th. Iraq intends to increase the International Monetary Fund by equivalent of 1.45 trillion dinar. They paid off their debt, inflation is down, interest rates have dropped, foreign currency reserves have increased, 152.6 tons of gold. Does that sound like a country that's still going to stay at 1,310 with their exchange rate? Al-Hakim to UN representative, Iraq is experiencing unprecedented stability. They were praising Sudani on the television on what he has done, in our last 2 years. We all were going crazy because it's fantastic stuff everything that he has done. Remember what Shabibi said back in the day when he was alive, in order for the rate change Iraq must have both stability and security. Frank, these are the telltale signs. This is the evidence that you seek. My contact told me not to expect any move forward with the project to delete the zeros until this new, Trump administration signals, they will fully support it and the process and move to the end of the process, which is, as we all know, the reinstatement. Remember, we don't go to the bank until the reinstatement back on Forex occurs, the end of the process. This is a 3-day weekend for Veterans Day. Marks, there is a lot of anticipation for this weekend. Al-Sudani, the Grand 4 port is Iraq's largest project. They're going to have 90 berths, it's going to be the biggest port in the Middle East. It's going to take some time and they've been working on it for quite a long time, but now it's open. It's very deep. They can fit the massive ships. They're heavy, they sink when fully loaded, so they need a deep port to navigate in. This is one of them. On the 10th there's going to be a collision of some very important heavy particles that require the monetary reform exchange rate. On the 10th they're all coming into a collision. I think they're going to give birth to new elements, maybe lower notes, maybe a float. Maybe the digitization of the electronic float. A lot of things might be happening, but not before the 10th of this month. Member of the Parliamentary Services Committee, Ala al-Dalfi, confirmed Thursday that the opening of the Grand 4 port and the docking of the first ship represents Iraq's success in completing the first major projects. Al-Dalfi stated in an interview with Al Sumaria channel, the opening of the Grand 4 port and the docking of the first ship represents Iraq's success in completing the first major projects, explaining that the eyes of the Iraqi people are directed towards it because it is one of the projects that will support Iraq's budget and its economy. He added, The docking of the first ship is a joyful thing and will enhance the economic situation in the country. It will provide many job opportunities and enhance the development and economic projects in the country. The MP pointed out that the House of Representatives supports all major development projects in the country, but there is one observation, which is linking the development path to neighboring countries, which could reduce the importance of the foreport, which is considered one of the projects that, if implemented well, will contribute to moving the country to a new stage of economic development. Al-Dalfi continued, this project suffered from procrastination in the previous government, considering that Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani succeeded in several files, including transportation and Iraqi ports, and also achieved a major leap in services. The Prime Minister's advisor for Transport Affairs, Nasser al-Assadi, announced that the foreport is ready to receive the first commercial ship. Al-Assadi told Al-Sabah, the second ministerial meeting that included the participating states, Qatar, the Emirates, Turkey, in addition to Iran.